Welcome to this week's viewing party of the EDEA from Skates US Virtual Aerial Figure Skating Challenge. My name is David Ripp and I'm the president of Skates US. And we at Skates US are once again proud to be sponsoring the EDEA from Skates US Virtual Aerial Figure Skating Challenge. Skates US is the exclusively authorized importer and distributor of the incredible EDEA skates and accessories from Italy. We also make all the EDEA products available to all through our almost 400 dealers across this country. EDEA produces a complete line of ice skate and roller skate models that are ideal for skaters of every level and every discipline. EDEA also has accessories, training tools, and most importantly, the impact reduction technologies that bring the best of skating to your career. I and the incredible staff here at Skates US can barely wait to see the incredible athleticism that we know that this year's skaters will be bringing to the EDEA from Skates US Virtual Aerial Figure Skating Challenge. We wish you all good luck, and let's get started.
Welcome to the 2020 EDEA from Skates US Virtual Aerial Figure Skating Challenge, powered by Sharp for Sports and Skate Great Enterprises. Developed by Olympic coach Tom Zakrajczuk, this fast-paced event was created in 2015 to inject a modern edge of daredevil athleticism into the sport of figure skating. Previously, this event had been hosted by the Broadmoor Skating Club during the Broadmoor Open competition. This year, Skate Great Enterprises entered into a collaboration with EDEA from Skates US and Sharp for Sports to host a virtual experience. Through this new platform, the event was opened up to all levels with the goal of providing feedback to athletes with an opportunity to continue their growth and development through jump challenges. Prior to this live show, tonight's featured skaters registered to participate in the 2020 EDEA from Skates US Virtual Aerial Figure Skating Challenge. A panel of 5 officials judged each event, resulting in the top 5 skaters earning the opportunity to progress to the championship round. The championship round is being judged tonight by a panel of 5 celebrity judges who will provide their feedback and expertise. Congratulations to all of the skaters who participated in this event. We hope you all enjoyed tonight's show. The judging panel will assess each skater's video, assigning a grade of execution mark for each skill. These marks will range from a 6 to a 10, depending on the following focus points. For on-ice jump challenges, the judges will look for good speed, height, air position, stretch on the landing, and equal flow in and out of the jump. For the backflip challenges, the judges will look for strong preparation, good vertical height and power, organized air position, controlled landing, and balance throughout the skill. The provided GOE mark will be dependent on the number of bullet points each skater can achieve during their performance. This event is powered by Sharp for Sports. We're proud to assist in facilitating an event that is providing numerous athletes with the opportunity to compete and receive feedback this season. As an organization, we are committed to an athlete-centered approach towards development and training. It has been a true pleasure partnering with such a wonderful team of professionals. I am pleased to announce tonight's celebrity judge panel. Please put your hands together for National Judge, Technical Controller, 2019 Distinguished Official, and Chief Referee of tonight's events, Lynn Goldman. Olympian, World Champion, National Champion, and now Physician's Assistant, Kimmy Meisner. National Silver Medalist, World Competitor, and first Aerial Challenge Backflip Champion. Please welcome Richard Dornbush. National champion and Grand Prix champion and 4-time world competitor, Max Aaron. 1997 Olympic Coach of the Year and World Figure Skating Hall of Fame member, Frank Carroll. 10-time national competitor and international coach and choreographer, Sean Rabbit. Olympic champion, cancer survivor, broadcaster, motivator, author, the one, the only, Scott Hamilton.
The shock or impact when you land a jump is 7.5 to 8 times your body weight. That pounding goes right from your foot right on up through the ankle, the knee, the hip, and into the back, and then right up to the base of the skull. And that 7.5 to 8 times can be very wearing on the body. The EDEA has developed the Noeen anti-shock undersole. It's a simple 1 millimeter thick, and 1 millimeter thick will reduce the shock by about 43%. 2 layers reduces the shock by about 63%.
Cece Hugh from the World Arena Skating Academy.
Cece, that triple axel attempt was awesome. It was so good. I'm so happy to see you doing that. You're so close to it. I think, you got to still work on your rotation there, but really great job going up into the air. Thought you're a little quick getting in. So if you can just finish your lift, slowed it down a couple times because there's not too much I don't like about it, but if you could just finish that lift, it'll help you get the rest of your rotation there and just keep yourself in as tall as you can. But it's really great effort. So good job for going for it. I was really, really happy to see that. Combination, I thought you had great flow out of your triple sout, and the triple toe just got a little stuck. So make sure you're coming through with that right side. You're keeping your feet nice and close and not getting too wide where it's harder to get in. But overall, really great effort. Keep pushing that technical content. Good job.
Yeah, right there with Kimmy. Triple axel, amazing attempt there. The one thing I would say, definitely with the arms in the air position, they're a little low for me. You see a little break at the hips, but amazing attempt, fearlessness. In the second jump, definitely same problem. Hips are coming backward, chest is going forward. But again, great effort right there. Love seeing the overall power and the drive that you have. Great job.
Well, see, I thought that you really chose something very difficult to do, and I admire you for that. The triple axel was too far back on the landing and wild with the free leg. But you'll get that, and I'm sure it'll be tighter and quicker, and there won't be any doubt that you're all the way around. On the combination jump, what we're looking for is equal flow in and out. And I felt that the Sauka moved, but unfortunately, the triple toe stopped dead. And so, you want to think of that when you're doing combinations, equal flow in and out.
You see, I'm just so proud of you to really go in and attack that triple axel. I just love seeing that. And another US lady, here we go. So good for you. Good for you. Yes, you need to hold in tight. You need to check that out. But you're upright. You're within a quarter turn. And I'm so proud of you for trying that. As far as the combination, I loved your tightness on that sow. It was really great. And then when you reach back, you kind of let go of that second jump and let go of the landing a bit. But still, great effort.
All right, judges, let's see the marks for Cece for her axel attempt. And for her combination. Nice. Okay, let's move on to Sophia.
Sophia Frank from the World Arena Skating Academy.
Scott, you got some comments?
Yeah, Sophia, I love your speed. I love your air positions. That triple loop was really nicely delivered. A little bit, you get a little high in your shoulders on the landing. I'd really like for you to settle down and allow the weight to get into the core of your body so you can just look like, I mean, really show everybody that you have total control. The combination was absolutely magnificent. Normally, when the first jump is so big, it's really hard to pull off the second jump. And that's what we saw with the first competitor. The first jump gets a little too big and then the force is going down into the ice and it's hard to generate the second jump. But you were able to pull off the triple toe loop really well, which shows a lot of strength and technique. And again, with your landings, I really want to see you just really settle into your core and not get so high up here, because I think it doesn't diminish it as much as it really doesn't make you look like you're just presenting the jump with all your strength and all your might. But beautiful job, great technique.
Yeah, I completely agree with what Scott just said. I mean, I was super impressed with you last week. I'm just as impressed with you this week. It's obvious that you're a great jumper. You really know where you are in the air. I think on your loop, it almost looked like you wanted to keep rotating. So just watch opening that right side on the takeoff there and any kind of pre-rotation. Or just go for the quad, one or the other. But your triple S, triple O is just incredible. I mean, I went on and on about your triple S last week, and I'm seriously just so jealous of it. It's incredible. And like Scott said, you matched the height of the triple toe with the triple S, and I just really, really enjoyed it. So great job.
Yeah, Kimmy, were we watching Una Kim out there? I thought it was Una Kim on the triple S triple tie. A little confused. Yeah, a little confused out here. But no, Sophia, the triple loop, I thought it was a little top heavy, but overall, I thought great job holding on to it. And then for the triple S triple toe, unreal. It moved across the ice. I really was blown away. So amazing job.
Sophia, I thought that the loop was wonderful. I thought you had great flow out. You really pulled that free leg out. It was swinging around a little bit, but you controlled the landing very well, and I was impressed. I was not as impressed with the combination jump, and maybe my cohorts here will disagree, but I felt that the triple Lutz was not around. I felt the triple Lutz was short, and I thought the triple toe was very, very good. Like you've been trained very well by your coach to get on with it if there's any kind of difficulty, because you made it look great. So keep up the hard work. You're a wonderful skater.
That's why there's 5 of us, Frank. We all have our own opinions. Okay, guys, let's see the marks.
Okay, the marks are 9 and 8. Okay. First mark.
Okay, and for that combo? Almost a sweep.
Almost a sweep, Frank. Almost a sweep.
Okay, let's see the results for senior ladies.
Congratulations to our championship round, Senior Ladies on Ice Jump Challenge participants. In first place, Sophia Frank with 34 points. And in second place, Cece Hugh with 33.499. Angela Bosher from Liberty University.
Angela, you really have control of those jumps. Absolutely, you know where you need to be, and you're really good and nice in the air and nice on the takeoff. Why are you cautious taking off? You kind of just pause and you slow down a little bit, and it makes me kind of question a little bit my mark. So I want you to be as aggressive on that takeoff because you're good in the jump. You're good in the jumping. You're really good on that landing. The same thing in the combination. You're going down and you command those jumps. You know those jumps. So don't slow down. Go in there, attack the jump, and land that second jump with great flow.
I agree with Gail. I think the first jump, again, if you go in with caution, it makes us as judges wonder whether you have command of the skill. And it just sort of, again, it almost pulls back a little bit. I'm just really leaning in and want to give you the best mark, but you're just a little bit timid on that. And the second jump, again, I really want you to just lengthen yourself in the air. You're getting a little bit smushed in your landing position or your air position. I'd love for you to stand up really tall. It'll help with the rotation, control, and speed out of the jumps. I thought the second jump of the combination actually had more speed than the first jump, which is an accomplishment all its own. But again, go into everything with confidence and with a lot of aggression.
Yeah, Angela, I agree with both Gail and Scott. Go into it, attack the jumps. The way you set up your jump really can dictate how it goes. So if you set it up a little bit cautious, jump's going to be a little bit cautious. If you go into it confident, usually the jump comes out the same way you set it up. So definitely pay attention to how you're setting these things up. I thought you had really nice height though on your loop. I really enjoyed seeing that. For the combination, I thought you got a little stuck in between the two jumps. I thought you were a little heavy with the pick on the toe. Really would like to see you take your time more and don't stab the ice. Like, be nice to it, reach lightly. That'll increase your flow and height on it. So, but overall, I think really nice job. You definitely have really beautiful jumps, but just get in there, get after it.
Yeah, as much as I don't want to agree with my judging panel here, I have to agree. I thought the flow was great. I thought the air position was great. But going into it, the confidence, I felt a little unease. And as a spectator or a judge watching, if you make the appearance of you're not really sure or confident what you're going to do, it's going to come off, and it's going to make the audience or the judge being a little uneasy, and that's going to reflect on a score. But overall, I thought the great flow and great air position. So great job.
Okay, judges, let's see the marks. First jump.
Eight.
Thank you. And for the second jump. All right, I think we're ready to see Jamie next.
Jamie Gordon from Liberty University.
Pulled around a lot, that your free shoulder was rotating ahead of the jump, and so it didn't go anywhere. It was stoppy. On the combination, I thought the stopping was worse. I think that when you reach back for your toe, it crossed behind, was in the wrong place, so that you came down stopping and also braking. But you look very sure on your feet. It's just that you need to basically improve the technique. But work hard, you're on the right track.
I agree so much with Frank on this, that you really need to watch that landing position, because that's when I'm coming and I'm finalizing my mark, and you're not pulling out of the jump. You're not landing and flowing away from the jump. And especially in the combination, really got stuck, and the second was tiny. And I went, come on, move, 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 push harder. So you've got to push out of those jumps and get that landing and do what Frank told you to do.
Yes, and I thought that your flow going into the first jump, the double loop, was really good. You had great speed, but again, the control and the landing sort of diminished it. You get a little bit squished in the air. I really love to see a tall air position where you can just open up and just present it. So I felt like the control and the landing really diminished the quality of the jump. And same with the combination. It's really being able to anticipate your landing, toe edge, and get into the second jump, to allow it to have the same trajectory and arc all the way through the combination. So it's getting control on those landings that's really going to help you. And again, that might come from just having a little bit of a taller air position.
Yep, Jamie, I agree with everybody who went before me. I just thought that you had really nice power. I thought you skated up to the jumps, but then I think you can hear it as well. A lot of both your takeoffs on the combo and the loop, they're scratchy. So they're slowing down, it's interrupting the flow. And again, you know, as judges, we can hear that. That goes into our score as well. So on that loop especially, I'd really like to see you sink into your knee, like get over that right hip, sink into it, so you can have a nice ripping edge and it doesn't slow you down. Because overall, I think like Frank had said, you look very sure of yourself on the loop. You're just breaking there. And I think a lot comes from that takeoff. For your combo, similar to what I mentioned with Angela, I just felt like you really stabbed at the ice for the flip and the toe. So I just want to see you be light on your toes there. It'll help with flow and height. So just work on being light and standing up nice and tall in the air. But I think overall, really great effort. So good job.
Hey, judges, you ready to show me your marks? Let's see the first mark. Okay, and for the combination. Thank you. Okay, let's move on. Next skater, Nikki.
Nikki Tryovsky from Adrian College.
All right, Nikki, whose last name we cannot say, nor do I want to try. But I'm going to stick with just her first name. Great job on the loop. A little crunch for me, but great seeing an arm above the head. Reminds me of a time when that kind of got implemented, when we can all do get the bonuses with the arm above the head, and all of a sudden we had every single jump pass that arm above the head. So it's great seeing it again. Kind of went away for a little bit, but great job with the difficult air position. For the double axel, nice height, amazing job on the height. You really let that jump fly. Landing a little hunchy for me, but great soaring in the double axel. So great job, Nikki.
Nikki, I was really impressed with your landings. I love it when somebody can pull out of a jump and go faster almost than when they went in. And I felt that your landing position gave you a little extra push out of those jumps, and you looked very strong doing both. And so I was impressed. I hope you keep doing that as you get into the triples and the more difficult jumps, because you could be a really good skater. You're strong and you've got a lot of athletic ability.
I agree with Frank. And I actually really, Nikki, I love the hand up. I know we've seen a lot, but this one was special. It gave you a lightness about lift, you know, going into that jump. And I love the double loop. You got a little, you know, hesitant on the next jump. So to me, there was a little bit of a hesitation on the takeoff and a little bit twisty on the second one, but not quite the lightness of the first, but still a wonderful jump quality.
I loved the speed. I love the power. I love the height. I do. Again, I really want to see that taller air position. Yeah, I saw your legs were a little bit bent in the air. But again, the speed you carried, the confidence that you went in, especially the first jump, and then going around for the double axel, the landing came around a little bit, but the size of the double axle and the quality of it, I thought was very good. And the double toe loop becomes sort of a, a detail, which is great to have in combination. But again, I loved your speed. I loved your power. I love, the fact that you really got some strong air, and that's why we're here. So I thought you did a great job.
All right, thank you guys. Let's see the marks. First jump. And the combo? Good job. Okay, ready for Hannah.
Hannah Ooh from Stanford University.
Really nicely done, Hannah. I think overall, both of your jumps were very nice and smooth. It was nice to watch. The loop, I thought it was just such a tiny pattern setting it up. And I don't know if it's because we had that on ice perspective video or what, but I just thought it was a really tight setup. I would like to see you skate much more confidently into it, a bigger pattern, more speed, just get after it a little bit more, because I think you know where you're at in the air. And then you can just get it a little bit higher, and I just think a bigger pattern and height speed in would help with that. Overall, I thought the combination was nice and smooth. I'd like to see a little more height on both jumps, but your control was really solid, and it was really there. So just work on that height.
I have to agree with Kimmy on this one. First jump, definitely a little squatty for me, a little crouchy for me in the air position. I wish you would let it ride a little bit. I don't know if it was a public session or whatnot, but if you had just opened that pattern up a little bit more, let the jump ride, got a little more height in that, and then stood up in there, I think that would have been a great jump. For the second one, I was waiting to say this. Ooh, so good. All right, so I just had to throw it out there. So great job, great flow on the jump. I wish you had a little bit more of a draw on the combination. But overall, I thought great job. Again, just open it up a little bit more, a little more speed, and I think that you're on your way to some really great jumps.
Yeah, speed, 100%. Speed is the greatest thing you can do to really cover the ice. And when you're skating slower, it makes everything a little bit smaller, and it doesn't really have that same power impression. And I love the soft knee on the first jump. I thought you did a really good job of really just sinking into that knee and controlling the landing. But in the combination, again, it was well done, but it needs more size, more power, more ice coverage. And but generally I thought your air positions were good, and I thought your technique was very good. So it just comes down to skating with more speed and a little bit more power, just to open these things up and give a stronger impression.
I agree with everybody ahead of me. I mean, absolutely. We just need a little more power, and why not the pattern? I mean, I actually was looking at you on the ice and going, hey, wait a minute. You have a lot more space than you're skating there. So come on, you're not fitting it in between skaters. You actually had the space. So go full throttle into those jumps.
Yeah, I love the way that you give your comments. I wish you could give me feedback on everything I do in life. I just love it.
Frank, do you have anything to add?
Well, I seem like such a dragon, but I thought that I wasn't crazy about it. I felt that she really held back going into the loop. I didn't see, the standing up, the proud look, moving and trying to impress you with flow and class and style, as if she was competing to do this loop better than other people. I also felt the same thing on the combination. I felt that it didn't go anywhere. And, I love combinations that have flow on the second jump, and so that it doesn't look stoppy. So I think she needs to work on basically looking confident, strong, and flowing better.
All right, and in the words of Max Aaron, ooh, so good. Let's see those marks. Okay, and for the second jump. Thank you, judges. Moving on to our final skater.
Haley Vinanek from University of Iowa.
And Haley just looks like a skater. You know, you just look at that, she just looks like a skater. You know, everything about the way she dressed and the presentation and her carriage across the ice, it's like she's a skater. You know, the first jump, I mean, I can't see that far. I really can't, but it looked really good. You know, it just looked like it had flow, it had height, it had control, it had power. And the combination, again, same thing. I mean, she's a skater, and she looks like a skater, jumps like a skater, presents like a skater. So I thought she did a great job.
Yeah, Haley, I agree with Scott. I think, you were really nice to watch. Just do those 2 passes. Your posture was so nice. I thought you were controlled in your crossovers. And like you said, you just looked like a very nice classic skater. It was nice. I thought your loop was good. Now, that was a tactic that you used to video it so far away. It worked on me. I gave you because I thought it looked nice. And I think your combination, I thought you did a nice job skating up to it. I am not sure that you had an outside edge, though. There was definitely an interruption there. And I went back and slowed it down like a million times. And I was just, again, it was a little far away from me and my eyes are getting old. So I don't know. But I didn't like that interruption before the let. So if you could work on smoothing that out and making sure it is a definite outside edge, that'll overall help both jumps. But very nice job.
Yeah, Kimmy, I think we're all getting old here. Even myself is having a hard time looking at that. So thanks for bringing that up, Kimmy. I appreciate that. Listen, Haley, that first jump was as difficult as your last name. I'm not going to pronounce your last name either. And so for that, I'm going to have to give you a 10. Okay, the way you stretch, the way your hands are above your head, your extension, everything from the flow in, flow out was just amazing. So great job. On the combination, didn't really have the flow between the 2 jumps. There was really no draw again, and the arms dropped down a little too low for my opinion, which brings the hips back. But again, great job overall. Had the impression that you were there to compete and have fun, and I really loved watching it. So great job.
Haley, I thought that your first jump had a very interesting transition going in. I really liked it, with the back outside edges and with no mohawk or 3-turn, but just turning backwards into the takeoff. And I thought it was strong and very, very well done. I was impressed with that. I'm impressed with your strength, period. When you did the combination jump, I was impressed also, maybe not quite as much, but I was. The thing that really impressed me was the strength of pulling out of that toe loop. I mean, that leg came out and you shot out and you were going and you were not stuck in the mud. And I love that about combination jumps, when somebody can keep it going right to the last drop. So congratulations.
Okay, let's see the marks, judges, for Haley for the first jump. And the second jump, combination. There you go, consistency. Okay, I think that completes this event. So we're ready for the results.
Congratulations to our championship round Collegiate Ladies on Ice Jump Challenge participants. In first place, Nikki Tryovsky with 24.633. In second place, Haley Vinanek with 24.100. In third place, Angela Bosher with 21.799. In fourth place, Hannah Wu with 20.800. And in fifth place, Jamie Gordon with 20.133.
Wow, that was fun. I saw Ricky, I saw Scott. That was awesome. Ricky, why don't you tell us what it took to learn that backflip?
Thanks, Lynn. First, I just want to say it's an absolute pleasure to be here. I think we can all speak to how impressed we are with the hard work you guys put in. Not only that, but also the courage it took to send these videos in and let the peanut gallery up here give you our comments. I might be going to figure skating purgatory for calling Scott Hamilton the peanut gallery, but we really are very impressed with the hard work. This next event is near and dear to my heart. I think learning the backflip is, it's 2 stages. You do it off the ice, and then that feeling can be described in 1 word, which is exhilarating. And then you just crank it up and hit the nitrous. When you do it on the ice, it's 10 times the feeling. So I'm super excited to see all the backflips this week. The first time you do a backflip on the ice, the only thing I could compare it to is probably skydiving, the feeling you have, just the fear going in and the exhilaration when you land it. So overall, I think that's the feeling that you have when you do it, and super excited to see everybody tonight.
Scott, whatever made you think that you want to do a backflip?
Oh, you know me. It's like, if it gets a response from an audience, give me more of that. That's all I care about is, when I went into Ice Capades and I saw Robin Cousins doing them, and I'd go out to work with Charles Schultz and Skippy Baxter was out there. I go, I gotta get me one of those. And so I worked with Skippy, and I thought, okay, I can't really do it that way. His whole thought process didn't really work for me. He's genius, brilliant. So I started with a gymnastics coach, actually Michael Weiss's dad, and he got me sort of down into the technique, and then you slowly bring it to the ice, because the ice, last I checked, was as hard as granite, and that doesn't do well on skulls and faces and things like that. So I really just took my time, and it took about a year, from very first to first one in the show. And the second my feet hit the ice after my first backflip, and the response I got from the audience, it was like, I am never doing a show without one of these bad boys, because it's amazing, just, it's so different, and it just really ignites a real, just an unbelievable response from the audience. So it was a lot of fun. I did tens of thousands of them in my career, and it was just, man, best thing I ever did.
So Ricky, you won this event in its inaugural year several years ago. I think I was the referee on that one as well. How did that feel to win the first one?
So that was a great feeling, and I was so excited when they decided to incorporate the backflip event in the aerial challenge, because frankly at the time I could not hit a quad to save my life. Luckily Max could land enough to make up for both of us. I think he won that first jump event.
I remember that
event. But what I could do is put a cape on and do a backflip with a couple other variations. So I decided to play the cards I had, not the ones I didn't. And I'll add, actually, the reason I really wanted to learn a backflip was because whenever I met a non-skater, they would say, "Who's that guy, the really famous figure skater?" And I'd say, "Well, there's a few of them. Which one do you mean?" And they would either say the one who was on South Park, Brian Boitano, or they would say the one who always does the backflips in the shows, which was Scott Hamilton. And I always thought that was really cool. Those were the 2 things that people really gravitated towards. And I don't know how to get on South Park, but I know how to do a backflip now.
Thank you guys for sharing those stories with us. That was great. Okay, so we first have the plain old standard backflip competition. So let's start with that.
Emily Rosenberg from the Detroit Skating Club.
Really great. I really loved the execution on that backflip. When you go down the list of things you want to see, I think you could sum them up in 1 word, which is precision. It's a word that often is a little bit tough to determine in normal skating jumps, because the rotation can be a little bit pre-rotated or a little cheated on the landing, whereas on a backflip, it's very easy to see when you're nailing that landing and you get perfectly vertical and control it throughout. And so that's what I really liked about that backflip. It was really well done. I wish I could do one like that on the floor. I can see a little bit of gymnast training and apparatus in the background. So maybe I shouldn't be too hard on myself, but overall, really good job. I loved that backflip.
It was amazing. I loved how her feet, everything was just body position, feet together. There was no separation at all. Normally when you launch for backflip, especially if you're used to doing it on skates, you're gliding left, and you're toeing right, and kind of one goes up before the other. But she went up together, and everything was just absolutely immaculate. I thought it was at perfection.
I agree, Scott. I thought the height on this was amazing. A little different than getting on the ice, I think. I'm not one to say, I've done a backflip on the ice. Unfortunately, I didn't get to try. But I know that the spring and the height that she got off of that jump was amazing. And how clean it was and just how she stuck to the landing. So for me, that's why I gave it a 10.
And I just want to add, I think that layout position there was extraordinary. I mean, I'm like, wow, just take a look at that. I mean, it's a full layout position, and boy, land that thing right on the spot. I was impressed.
Can't wait to see y'all's marks. Let's put them up. A sweep. Sweet. Okay, let's see Phoebe.
Phoebe Stubblefield from the World Arena Skating Academy.
Great. So Phoebe, awesome job on that backflip. I really loved the speed going into it and the way you utilize the round off to get the rotation done. Very smart. One thing I would like to see is a little bit tighter air position. Something Gail mentioned the last round was the beautiful layout. We all don't need to do a layout in our backflips, but one of the things we want to see are the ankles closer together. Overall, awesome job. Takes so much guts to do that. I was very impressed.
Yeah, I thought the air position on the flip, I love the speed going in with the back handspring, but I thought the air position on the flip was a little loosey-goosey. It was safe and well done, but when you kind of like crunch, on the way up, you don't get that full extension that Emily got. So it makes the flip a little bit lower, and then you land with your upper body more kind of parallel to the floor. So, it's just that extension getting up into the air fully, and then just turning your pelvis to make the rotation happen. I thought she just rushed it a little bit, and it made the flip much smaller than it could have been.
Right, just on that takeoff, she would have had a little more time on that takeoff, just to give herself just a little more air, that she could really have a better aesthetic position up in the air. But it was a great flip.
Okay, let's see the marks for Phoebe's backflip. Okay, that completes our event. So let's see the results.
Congratulations to our championship round standard backflip off-ice jump challenge participants. In first place, Emily Rosenberg with 10 points. And in second place, Phoebe Stubblefield with 8.666. Elizabeth Lee from the World Arena Skating Academy.
Great. So I think the beginning of that one got cut off a little bit, but I was able to see a little bit of that similar air position we talked about before, where again, it was a little bit crunched over. I think one of the things I'd like to see is you finish that rotation all the way through, tacking on the double axle. Great idea. A lot of times people will do the jump on the first half and then throw the backflip on the second half. A little bit more difficult to do it like that on the ground. So I definitely applaud the approach on tacking on the double axle on the end of it. Overall, really good job. Would love to see a little bit more rotation on the backflip. However you want to do that, I'm not picky. If you want to tighten it up a bit, if you want to jump a little bit higher, either way, the thing I love to see on the backflip is the precision. So keep working on that. Overall, really good job.
Yeah, I was just looking at the criteria, when I was looking at the judging criteria and all the different bullet points going down. And I thought, well, you know, the backflip got a little bit too tight. It didn't really launch. And, you know, it's like the same, you know, as before. You really want to get that full elevation into the air and then just turn it over. And I felt like it was a little bit tight, and the air position wasn't as strong as it could have been. I mean, it takes all kinds of courage just to put your head below your feet. You know, I'm not going to discount that. But then the double axle, it came down a little bit short and a little outside the you know, the standard, you know, totally vertical air position. So I was like, oh man, I just, you know, with the criteria, I don't want to be harsh, but you know, I just felt like it really needed to be stronger to meet the criteria of this competition.
I thought that you came down with your feet apart so that I felt your legs opened up before you hit the floor. I also thought that your choice of doing a tap toe double axle, it caused a break in the rhythm, so that when you landed and by the time you got on with it, it wasn't the same rhythm as the beginning. And I think whenever you do a combination of moves, it has to have a definite rhythm. I agree with Scott. I don't think the double axle was around, which is kind of a negative to do that kind of a jump included with your backflip. But you sure do have guts, girl. So keep it up.
Okay, how about the marks, guys? Thank you. Okay, let's see. Maria.
Maya Ortiz from the Port City Skating Club.
Awesome job. So a little throwback to the previous event, we saw a little bit of flair with the arm over the head. We also saw a double axle off the end of that backflip. I liked this backflip a little bit more than the one before. And one of the reasons I think was the speed that went into it. That said, I think using that round off does make it a little bit easier to get around on that backflip. Whereas in the prior example, I think it came from just a standing back tuck. So I think it's a little bit of a give me some on one side, take a little bit on the other. That said, really great air position. I thought you seemed a little loose on the landing, but you were able to save it with a nice traditional skating checkout before moving on to the next element. So overall, really good job. And I think anybody who gives less than an 8 has to go out and do a backflip and videotape it and post it. So there goes Scott. Those are my remarks for this one. Overall, great job. It was awesome.
Come back.
And again, I don't want to be the picky guy, but it's like, I look at again, this is my first time. I'll get better, I promise. But it was the criteria. I'm looking at, you know, just cleanliness and really doing things technically proficiently. And I agree with you 100%, Ricky. Going in with a round off into the backflip was really smart, because we know momentum really helps that launch of the backflip itself, and it gave it a much greater height. Still a little bit loose on the way down, and there was, you know, that kind of loss of momentum. Whenever I see a backflip and it's landed and I see a straight back, almost like this, I know that it was really beautifully done. And when you're kind of here, it's almost like, well, it was a little too close. That's kind of where they were at the end of my skating career. But again, the double, you know, doing the jumps on the end, you know, you really want to get around, make them clean. And again, I just, you know, the criteria, especially on this, just makes it really hard for me to give the higher marks, because, you know, again, the bullets really just sort of forced me into a situation where I had to be a little bit more harsh.
Yeah. So, you know, the thing with Scott, and I'm going to apologize for Scott. He actually didn't he forgot to print the 10 and the 9. And so that's why the printer, you know, so, you know, forgive Scott. All right. But I thought it was a great job. I really did. You know, I love seeing the elements after, the speed in, the speed out. Maybe a little more clarity. It would be great to see that jump landed on one foot like Serena Bonali. after that backflip. Again, I'd never done a backflip in my life, maybe on a trampoline, but I was more known for the spinning this way, not the flipping that way. So I can't be too much of a harsh critic. But just to point out the double axle, make sure you get your legs in before your arms, just slow your head. A little short for me now that we're a little off topic, but just noticing that. So great job overall. It was fun to watch.
So Scott, just remember, next time you're commentating and the judges, like myself and Gail, have criteria to follow, you might be a little less critical of us.
I'm never critical of you guys. I don't always agree, but I'm never critical.
God, I think
Never.
I saw one of your last backflips at Stars on Ice 15 or so years ago.
They got a little close at the end, especially 10 years ago. My goodness.
Yeah. I think
Trying to
putting
do a
your,
backflip on 51-year-old legs is not smart.
putting your hands down is a difficult variation though, right?
Yeah.
Let's move on. Let's go ahead. We have Maya's marks. Let's not forget what we're doing. Okay, great. We have one more to go, guys. Ready for Emily.
Emily Rosenberg from the Detroit Skating Club.
Great. So what I loved about this one was the half twist on the backflip, a little half tornado, as Michael Weiss might call it. One of the things I noted on this one was we didn't quite see that tight air position that we saw on the first backflip in the first event. So one of the things I think that you could work on that twist is utilizing some of the skating training and bringing it over more to the gymnastics side. Get those ankles a little bit closer together. If you need help on the rotation, I think the trick is I'm not a gymnast, but I think the trick is to move your knees outwards while keeping the feet together. Don't quote me on that one. But overall, again, awesome job. Love the background, keeping it in theme. Overall, really good. Keep it up.
Yeah, if she's a skater, that's remarkable. I mean, I thought it was a gymnast because of just the the whole body type and the whole just going in and tacking. But again, on the leg position, when you do that half rotation landing forward, it's really hard to judge. And these are video submissions. So when I saw that it was a little bit of a lack of control in the landing, a little loosey-goosey down with the legs, I thought, well, maybe that was the best one she could do on the day. And it was like, well, again, I like, why am I here? It's like, I just like, but I'll go back to, the book I wrote a few years ago, Finish First, where, honestly, any criticism you have, if it's based in fact is a gift. If it's just purely opinion, you just toss it away. But, I really felt like if you're going to do it, you got to stick the landing. And, I love the bravery of doing the half turn to land forward. I thought that was really super creative. But again, the cleanliness and all of the criteria, please just rewrite your criteria so I can start giving 11s and 12s.
Emily, I thought it was really great. And I have to agree with Scott. Oh my gosh, are you going to the summer games or what? What? A gymnast. And that first backflip was so wonderful. That layout, and you stuck the landing. I'm like, I just love it. This one was not as tight. It was not as clean, even in the air. So I was a little more hesitant on this, but whoa, you're a double sport athlete, winter and summer.
Okay, guys, let's see the marks.
I added my own criteria of difficulty.
There you go. I want to give mine back. I want to go back and judge it again because I feel like I totally undermarked her. I am sorry, girls. Forgive me. I just, I was too mean, too awful.
You were great. It was great, and I think we're all going to dream about doing our own backflips in our dreams tonight before when we go to sleep. So let's check out the scores for that event.
Emily Rosenberg from the Detroit Skating Club. Congratulations to our championship round backflip variation off-ice jump challenge participants. In first place, Emily Rosenberg with 9 points, and a tie for second place with Elizabeth Lee and Maya Ortiz with 8 points. After tonight's show, a full list of results for each category will be updated on our event website at www.sharpersports.com/challenge. Follow along and cheer on your home club or university in the team points section. The top 3 organizations in each category will earn prize money at the conclusion of the challenge. We hope you enjoyed tonight's show. Congratulations to all the skaters from across the nation. Tune in for our final show, November 20th, for the Elite International Athlete On Ice Jump Challenge. Again, we'd like to thank everyone who made this event possible. From all of us to all of you, stay safe, stay healthy.
Ba-ba-da-ba-dum, 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 ba-ba-da-ba-dum.